pre-match was deservedly. Why was I ever nervous? City are leading Bournemouth 3-0 at the break. I'd just like to go over to Mystic Stephen McInerney immediately. Can you just remind us all of some of the things you said before the game?
That Foden would score, that Haaland would score, that Alvarez would score, and I went for 5-0. Also, I said a sub will score and a centre-back, so doing all right. So, to be honest, if this happens, I'm going to be gutted that I didn't put some kind of bet on it. It's just a life-changing kind of moment.
Ruben Diaz had a chance as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did, Ruben. What are you doing, mate? But it's, yeah, I'm buzzing that, I'm buzzing. I needed that so much. I started grinning because it's the relief of seeing City score a bunch of goals. And as we were all saying, like, we needed to take our chances today. And that lineup was an attempt to rectify that, and it's worked so far.
I love it. Every time we're going forward, Dakota, we're just seeing so many of them all running. We just look on it. We look so attacking today.
Yeah, we do. We're playing really well. Haaland obviously making a few runs. He's always there ready. But even Alvarez, you know, he's had a couple of chances as well. He's scored, obviously, but he's had a few others, which is it's good to see. It's good.
Paul, it feels like it's kind of the City that we know and love.
We do, but
not seen for a little while.
Well, we've seen it last week at Forest, and I keep going back to that. And the difference is today we've took our chances, but I really like how we've set up. I know we're saying Alvarez playing off of Haaland, but Gundogan's playing so much further forward as well. You know, he's been involved in 2 of the goals have started from him. As much as they're defending deep, we keep breaking the lines because of the amount of bodies we've got in there. Haaland's been outstanding, although he's got his goal, but his movement and how he's controlling the centre halves has let Gundogan get in, Alvarez down the side, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish on the other side. So, yeah, it's complete domination at the minute. And thankfully we've got the goals to do it. You know, we're all sitting here watching it at 1-0 thinking, oh, come on, just let's get that second goal. Let's get that second goal.
What was you saying that?
I was like, I can't rest till we've got another one. I don't feel comfortable till we've got another one.
Yeah, but no, great performance. And you know, Rico Lewis has been excellent again because Gundo's moving forward. He's going in there and helping Rodri out from a defensive point of view at time as well. So, yeah, all round it's been sensational.
Right, let's have a little chat about the goal. So the first one came for Julian Alvarez. It was I was getting worried for a second because it was flicking around a few people. So Gundogan to Foden, the ball comes out, Haaland, and then Alvarez gets it, Paul. They were worried about offside. We weren't. How happy were you?
It was one of them when Phil's made a great run and the ball from Gundo. He's made his run inside, and you know when Phil's took that touch, I think Neto, the goalkeeper, he sort of tackled him, and it's deflected, and it comes to the big man, and he's hit it, and then it hits the bar, and you think, oh no, is it going to be one of the days again? And Alvarez, but it happens because we've got bodies in the box, bodies in and around the goal, and Alvarez, you know, great anticipation, great finish, 1-0.
And he doesn't start very often, Dakota, so the fact that he started today to get a goal so quickly as well is just incredible for him and his confidence. Yeah, definitely, and my dad will be happy at home because that's his favourite player, so he'll be happy to see him on right from the beginning, you know, and for him to get a goal straight away is amazing. And to let us all have a sigh of relief there, although not quite until we got the second one for me, Stephen. So the second one comes for Erling Haaland. 33 goals for the season, 27 of those in the Premier League. Sergio Aguero's all-time record for City was 26, and everybody knows how much we all love Sergio Aguero. So back on the score sheet for that man.
He's a silly footballer, isn't he? I absolutely love him. He's inevitable. He really is. He's too good, too talented, too hard-working, too much of a goal scorer to not score goals. And it's wild that his drought is 2 goals in 6 games, which is a 1 in 3 record, which is pretty decent, you know. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was notable today, by the way, how often City were trying to find him as well. Like there was a few times where they were looking up straight away, and he was already stretching those long legs of his and running. And that goal was just pure Erling Haaland. He's going to be there. He knows exactly where to be, and the finish as well, obviously. Just back post, Erling Haaland kind of finish. But if City play like that, he will score goals because he thrives on the ball being loose in the box, and because that chaos is where he comes into his own. And but I think, to be honest, more than just his goal, once again, it's City were trying to find him, and he's too good and too fast to not use him. Like if you see him make a run, make the pass, because he's so strong, so fast that he will cause trouble. And even if the ball doesn't, you know, end up with something, it'll probably rebound to someone else, or you know, which will his presence unsettles defences basically. So just use him. Yeah. And was it an assist from Phil Foden, or do you think that's what he was aiming to do?
Yeah, initially I didn't know whether it was a little deflection off the defender, but it's great play by Ilkay and down that inside left channel, great ball in, and You know, when you're putting the balls in for that side, the one thing you want is your opposite winger to get in the box at the back post. And when you see it again, Phil's been so clever with it. You can see Erling sitting there, great little touch, and you know the big man's not going to miss from there.
Foden having a great game. It is his 200th appearance for City today. He's 22. He's 22. And that is his 200th appearance for City's first team. 55 goals, 38 assists, a 4-time Premier League winner at the age.
I don't think he'd be too happy with that picture, though.
Yes, maybe that's not one for the photo album for him. But the goal, certainly. So, 3-0. He pounces on a mistake. But you love him, don't you, Stephen? He's having a great game.
I love Phil Foden. He's us out there, you know. And I do think he's playing like someone who wants to be in the team right now. Really does, because obviously he was sat on the bench for a while. But when Phil's at his best, he's a real directness and real hunger to his game, and that footwork as well. That goal he scores isn't easy, you know. Like he's got a lot to do when he gets the ball there, because the defender's still alongside him, and a little bit of pace, great footwork, and he was instinctive. You know, last week against Forest, that could have been going through his mind, because he missed probably an easier chance than that. But this was pure, just no, do what I do best. You know, run at the defender, beat them, and a lovely little finish and a goal and assist already. I love it because Riyad's been fantastic, but you want someone pushing him even further. And now Phil's finding his form back, and the more players do that, the more chance you've got. And Phil is such a key part of Manchester City.
Especially now the Champions League is back,
exactly,
and the FA Cup is back on Tuesday night as well.
Big game player.
Yes. Is Foden a favourite in your household as well?
He is, yeah, he is. And it's nice to see him get a goal like that, you know, to up his confidence a little bit, because he has had a tough time at the moment. So I'm happy to see him get on the score sheet.
Yes.
It was great for him, because me and Dakota were just saying just before it, he had a couple of runs where it didn't quite come off, and he was looking a little bit frustrated. But that makes the goal even more, even better, actually. And you know, as soon as he picked it up, he was just direct. He knew what he wanted to do, and it would have been in his mind what happened last week. You know, when he got caught in two minds and he slipped a little bit. So, but the touch and the finish was absolutely fantastic.
One thing Phil's really good at doing is getting to the back post. We've seen it a few times this season. He's just really good. He's got a proper hunger to get there, and I think that's making a difference, because you see City go forward and you've got Alvarez and Haaland and Foden and Grealish and Gundogan, and we're flooding that box. And if you've got that desire and you've got the pace that Foden's got as well, he got ahead, got the assist because he was more hungry than the defender. He was faster, sharper and more alert, and that could easily been nothing. He could have been a yard behind him, the defender could have cleared it, but his desire makes that Haaland goal, and that to me is the difference today.
That's something to work on, though.
Yeah.
And whenever the ball's wide, the opposite wide man has to get in the back post, and you've seen it there.
67% possession for City in the first half, so actually less than we've seen in the previous couple of games. City 3-0 up though, Paul, and I actually don't think Bournemouth have been playing badly. We've just been clinical today.
We have, and it's broken down record the same as last week, same first half midweek. You know, when we've got the chances, we've taken them. And for Bournemouth, you know, they would have looked at the last two games and think, do you know what, if we can just hang on in there and just try and stop the chances that they're making, then we've got a chance in it. But they've been blown away in that half, and it's going to be so difficult for them now. Gary O'Neill will be in the changing room wondering what to do second half. Is it damage limitation? Does he come out and try and get a goal to get back in it? If he does that, this could end up being a cricket score.
Well, they've only scored 3 goals in the last 8 games, so to get something back from this now will take a minor miracle from them.
It will.
We're being told that Calvin Phillips is warming up at half-time. I would love to see him come on. The amount of games that we've got coming up, Stephen, we've got Tuesday night again against Bristol. Rodri plays in every game. 3-0 up. Come on, let's give the man a break.
Absolutely. And to be honest, I feel a little bit sorry for him, because all his injuries he's had it's almost like it's still August or September for him, you know, in terms of his own season, because he's not had a chance to play. And this is a perfect chance to get him on the pitch, because he's such a talented footballer, and we just haven't seen enough from him because of his injuries. But this right now, very little pressure, City cruising. Get him on and see what he can do, and I bet he's been waiting for this moment to get a 45 minutes for City in the Premier League, because he's too good not to be involved regularly. But I understand why Guardiola doesn't want to rest Rodri, because Calvin's not lacking fitness, you have match fitness, and Rodri's such a crucial player. But this is the moment he needs right now to bed him in, and this could be a bit of a season-changing moment for Calvin Phillips. Yeah,
Dakota, he has had so many injuries. Have you suffered any injuries in your career that's affected you coming back?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. You get so many in this sport, you know, and it's tough on the boys. They've got a lot of matches, and you know it's hard to come back, especially the big injuries that they get. It takes a lot of rehabilitation and things like that. So, and you can always come back and think it's fine, and then next minute you're gone again. So it is tough, and I do feel for them when they get injured.
Yeah, I hope he comes on there, Dickie. One, as we were mentioning, give Rodri a break, but also because he just feels like he's not had a chance, like Stephen said, he's not had an opportunity like this. So I hope the change gets made.
I do, and he's such a good footballer as well, such an intelligent footballer, on and off the pitch. But it'd be great to see him get some minutes. It's been a combination, it's been his injuries, but the form of Rodri's been absolutely fantastic. That he's almost undroppable, Rodri, at times. You know, so he's having that to deal with as well. But see if he comes on. I seen Gundo took a little knock just before the end of the first half, so I don't know. Maybe it might be Gundogan rather than Rodri.
At 3-0 up now at half-time, considering we do have Bristol in the Cup on Tuesday, 5th away game in a row. Would you be making a few changes now?
Pep doesn't tend to make changes at half-time unless he really needs to. You know, maybe around the 60, 70-minute mark, but be good for Phil to get 90 minutes in his legs. Jack's had a lot of football, so whether Riyad comes on and gets a bit, same Gundo's played a lot of football, Rodri, so there's players there that, I'm not saying they need a rest because they're winning 3-0, they look fantastic, but just to give them a little breather before the game the other day. But I can't see him making many changes at half-time unless needed to with the Calvin Phillips one.
If there is any changes, of course, Alistair Mann will let you know as soon as the commentary comes back on. So City leading 3-0 at half-time. Thanks for your WhatsApp questions. We've just got a couple that I'm quickly going to whiz through now. Finn has said, not MMA related, but he'd like to know if you all think Prime Tyson or Prime Ali.
Is that Tyson Fury or Mike Tyson?
It's a good question. I think you can take what you want there.
I think Tyson, you know.
I
think it might be Tyson.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
I'm
Mike
scared
Tyson.
to say.
OK, no, you're all right. Save space.
They're that close, it's hard to...
It's like saying, like, Nadal or Federer, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, both are just so different but so brilliant at the same time.
Muhammad Ali, there you go.
OK. Dakota? You're deciding here. We've got a split here. The decision is yours.
Muhammad Ali, yeah.
There you go. Thank you for that question, Finn. See, I love that. It's a completely different question than I would ever ask. We've got another question coming in. That is a long Twitter name there, or WhatsApp name, 1YXX. You sent this question in and a load of other letters as well. What you'll think of Jack Grealish's performance since he's been impactful and helpful to her this season? I think he needs more respect on his name.
Yeah, brilliant. He had so much criticism in his first season, but I think Jack is a very emotional footballer. Everything you hear about him offline, you can tell he's reading what people are saying about him on the internet, and you can tell he cares about his stats and assists, and I think he cares almost too much about what people think about him. But so I'm so happy to see someone who's so obviously so talented but so nice start to believe in himself a little bit. And right now things are going his way. He's getting the goals, he's getting the assists. He's getting the assists that also sort of don't matter. You know, the one where someone scores a 30-yarder, like the Bernardo one the other day, where he's done nothing really other than play a pass. But those things make a difference to your confidence. So I'm happy.
He'll tell you it matters.
Of course, it matters. It matters in many ways, but like they're the things that go for you when things are going well.
I think he's been brilliant since he came to the club. Yeah. People were saying about him last season. He was only doing the job the manager was asking him to do last season.
Yeah.
And if he didn't do that, he wouldn't be in the team. This season, he's been given a little bit more freedom.
He's earned it, hasn't he?
He said that freedom, but within the system that we're playing, and that's why we're seeing the best of him.
I'm just keeping an eye over my shoulder there because we can see that the Bournemouth players are back out on the pitch. City are not yet. I'm trying to keep an eye out to see if Calvin Phillips comes out or not. So you can see Bournemouth players are back out on the pitch. So thank you, Dakota, Stephen. Oh, can anyone see? We're like trying to spy inside info here, looking down the tunnel. Rodri's there.
Maybe a 60th minute.
Oh, there's Calvin. No, he's still in his
60th minute, maybe.
Right, Calvin is still in his long sleeve top. He's heading out. So no, it doesn't look like any changes for City yet. But stick with the City app if you're watching us on there, because you'll get your second half commentary with Ali Mann and Michael Brown. Dakota, Stephen, Paul, thank you so much. We will all be back at full time. Hey, maybe Stephen's 5-0 will come true. If a defender scores and a substitute scores, then ask the man for the lottery numbers tonight. Thank you for joining us. Back over to Ali Mann and Michael Brown for your second half commentary.
Thank you, Natalie. Calvin Phillips was going through his paces at half-time, but he's still in his tracksuit, so he isn't coming out, but he will be soon, I'm sure of that. I'm sure that wasn't just because it's a chilly night on the south coast. City with the same 11 that started and